hours away from the big launch, and just very exciting times. Get ready. This is going to be fabulous for so many people. Again, we appreciate you all for being here and helping us build our community, helping us build our network. Anyone and everyone is more than welcome here as long as they abide by the rules. Again, the rules are simple. Just keep it clean, promote clean, uh, advertise clean, and have fun. Have fun making money, doing what you love doing already, which you've been doing already in your other programs. You can do the same here, but this time you're going to create massive wealth with the community of people that think just like you. So again, we appreciate you for being here.
San, you want to say anything first?
Just welcome everybody. Take advantage of these last few calls for the day. It should be a big push. We show big numbers to this morning, record numbers. I don't know if you guys understand the severity of what's about to happen. Communication is the key. And if you're not communicating with your team and things start to happen, mistakes start to be made, make sure you're leading and giving directives on how the process is supposed to be. A lot of people are looking to me and Ramon to tell you guys how to guide your ship. You know, you guys are independent, um, independent of us. You're going to receive your own 1099. It's your business, so you run it like you want to run it. Like Ramon said, just keep it clean, keep it to the guidelines of what we set forward. But we're not going to tell you how to run your business. That's on you and your team. You guys have your individual teams, but we just want to make sure that everybody is being taken care of. Don't just bring them in and leave them orphan. Make sure you're reaching out to them in communication. Nah, just ready to get into the questions, man. I feel a lot of
All right.
questions coming.
All right. I don't know whether I said that a while ago or not. Most of you know the drill. The question box at the bottom of that box, click on the question and put your questions in there, and we will answer them in the order that we receive them. Cheryl has several questions, not seven, has several questions here, all pertaining to trying to get her link. I'm going to summarize it here. She was wondering how come she couldn't get a link to get people in for this soft launch. I told her that the soft launch was over. She said, I joined PDL from the person that sent me their link at midnight. Can I just select $25 PDL from my messages to join and still be under my sponsor? And will Payza be available at midnight for that?
She says she received a message from PDL. So one of our sponsors from PDL.
Yeah.
Okay, and did that member send her a link?
I haven't gotten the answer back on that one yet.
Okay, if she sent you a link, obviously the window is already closed to sign up until midnight tonight. Excuse me, midnight in the morning, Wednesday, which is 1 minute after 11:59 p.m. tonight. It'll open up the links, and you can click on that link and be able to sign up for the Legacy, whoever is your sponsor. I would definitely get in touch with your sponsor just to make sure you have the right link first and foremost, and then just to get in touch with them to see how they're building the Legacy, and possibly you can unite and build it together as a group, or if they even have a group, or you can start a group. I would encourage you to do so. That way you can get benefits of team building, group building, community building, etc. So
one thing might hit, there's a difference between the PDL link and the $25 Legacy link.
correct. See, if you're not a member of PDL Pro, then that capture page, that if you fill out just a regular capture page for PDL with Legacy, you're just in an autoresponder. That is it. If you have not registered for the PDL Pro platform, then you're not going to have a link coded to you so you can share the Legacy program to everyone else. You have to be a subscribed member of PDL Pro in order to use those links that are coded to your capture pages, coded to the Get Started area. The system is already coded. I've already added all that. So if you are a member of PDL Pro, As soon as you log in, the very first video explains exactly what you need to do to get all the capture pages and everything else coded to you.
So to reiterate, maybe I'm confusing myself. I hope I'm not confusing everybody else. She says I joined PDL from the person that sent me their link.
But see,
So
she's saying PDL. We had a
yeah,
system called PDL before PDL
well,
Pro.
yeah. I think she's meaning PDLPro.biz, but anyway, okay. Just get with your sponsor. That's the main thing. Get with your sponsor. Double check. Make sure if you haven't signed up yet for the $25 legacy, make sure you've got the right link for midnight tonight. That's the main thing.
Yes.
Next question. Leonard says, after one is in profit in all three matrices for $190 per month, can one open another retirement account?
You can open up one now. You don't need to wait till you're full. You got 5. Any member can open up 5 as long as they're not, 5 under one credit card. Sharon, you want to go ahead? Explain that.
And just to know that, when you open up those entities, you're going to get a 1099 for those entities. So, you just have to make sure your warehouse is in order, because you're going to have to be accountable for that money. We're not going to do the accounting for you. If you open it up for your dog or your squirrel or whatever, that's on you. But, you're going to have to deal with that when you receive the money. Um, you know, how many can one manage? Like I said, what we've did to construct this legacy to make it just as great as it is we took the things that people were doing and then we eliminated. This is the same stuff that people do in other programs, and the reason why they don't sustain is because they open up all these outlets, but they don't work them. If you're going to open up 5 outlets, look at that as 5 businesses. And if you're only working one of those 5, what do you think is going to happen? If you're relying on the miracle spillover that you think some magical person is going to come in and work your business for you while you're not working it, the odds of that happening is almost slim to none. So only put in what you desire to work. Once you get through all the levels and you have that business on autopilot and you're in the third matrix and you're making a sustainable income, then yeah, go open another one. And then you build that one up, and then go open another one. But don't do all that at one time, because you're not going to be able to really manage it. So only do what you're going to be able to manage. That would be my answer to that.
Very good. Do we need to add $25 legacy business to our Payza business account?
Please. Thank you for asking that fabulous, fantastic question. Whoever's asked that question, you deserve a big hug.
Just so you'll know who to hug, it's Dave Ruzalez.
Okay, a man hug. Well, yes, it would be fantastic if everyone can add our company as a payment, to add you as we can pay you. I guess is how it is. I don't know how to explain it, Dave, but yes, if you can add our company, that would be fantastic. It will automate the process of us paying you quicker. If you want to receive your income quicker, add us as the company to pay you. And that would not be a problem, because all I have to do now is just hit one button and your money will be right in your account. Now I have a procedure. I have to go through email, find the email, paste it, put the amount. All that has to be done before I can't just hit the button. So it takes time, which in turn time for you to get, it takes more time for you to get paid. Now imagine 1,000, 10,000 people. You see, it could take a long time. That's why we have a once a week payout. But like I told everyone, the debit cards will be paid out once a week. Payza, it possibly may be able to pay you sooner. If you set our company as the one paying you and it's accepted, then kudos to you, because you're going to receive that income a lot faster than others will.
Yep. And if you're trying to set up Payza, you don't have to set up a business entity. You can set up a personal account. Some people are just trying to focus on setting up a business. I know, you're doing business, but until they have a certain limit where you're making a certain amount. Well, right now you can set up a personal account. That isn't a problem. Ramon, can you talk to them about um, the options of being paid either or if some people are saying, well, if I set up a Payza account and then I get a debit card, can I change my payment later on? The change in payment and how we're going to work that.
You mean changing the payment from Payza to debit card?
From paying out, yeah. Like some people might start with Payza and then they want to actually move. Once they get their card, they might want to get paid out with their card. And I know at one time we had said you get paid for whatever way you paid in, and
Correct.
make that a little clear.
Well, it's like this, ladies and gentlemen. The funds are being distributed. The company earnings are being distributed in two different accounts. So let's say if 1,000 people are paying in through Payza, and then all of a sudden they change their mind next month and want to do the debit card, but they're still paying in Payza, but they decide to withdraw through debit card, we have to allocate the funds. We have to move the funds from Payza to the debit card because of that, which is going to cause a longer delay in everybody receiving their income. See that? There's a long process. If you want to send money from Payza to your bank account, you can expect that to take 2 weeks plus. I've known many members already that just with the $25, $30 deposit from their bank account to Payza took about 2 weeks. So you have to understand that's a long process. So if you're paying in through Payza, then we would love for you to get paid through Payza. It just makes it logical. That way we don't have to transfer money around. It'll just be there. Now, in the future, if you decide to change from Payza to debit card, you can do that. Say your second month comes along, instead of paying in through Payza, pay into your debit card, credit card, and that'll automatically just switch it. We know now that you didn't pay into Payza, so when you ask for payment, you order the card and we can pay you through the card, which won't be a problem. Again, we'll work with everyone as best we can. Payza has the same features as the debit card. You order the Payza card, all you need is a JPEG picture of a utility bill, a JPEG picture of your license, and then add your license number there. And then you upload it to Payza for ordering the debit card. If accepted, you will receive your debit card within 4 to 8 weeks, depending on where you live in the world, from Payza. So if let's say you add a company as a withdrawal company, the PayU company, PayU, whatever you want to call it, and we're adding and it's successful, and you ask for withdrawal, we hit that one button, you get the money right into your account, and you can instantly start using that debit card that you got from Payza that was mailed to you from Payza, and you can start using it like you do any other card. It's a great system. I think it's a $2,500 a day you can add onto the Payza card. So for those members that starting to make $30,000 a month, you will have no problem with that debit card and that money in your account. So as long as the money's in your wallet, you can spend it as you wish. That's your money, and you'll have a debit card to go ahead and do so. That way you don't have to transfer it to your bank. You don't have to transfer here or there. You can just use the debit card that Payza gives you for those members. But again, if you use Payza now, stick with Payza to withdrawal. If you use the debit card, then keep paying with debit card. You can use that for withdrawal. The international debit cards should be up hopefully today. Again, we're working diligently to get it up and running for those members that are international to get their debit cards. As soon as we get the word, we definitely let everyone know. We'll blast an email out to everyone inside the legacy. That way they can go ahead and start ordering that. And again, we appreciate you, and great question. Thank you.
Linda Jones says she'd already received her Visa, and she's assuming that's what she can receive payment on.
If she received it, Lisa was the first one to order. I remember seeing her name. That is correct. If you have, that's where you're going to receive your funds, correct.
This was Linda.
I'm Linda. I'm sorry. I said Lisa. I'm sorry. My apologies, Linda.
We're going through a whole bunch of names here, guys. It's easy to, what your mind is looking at and your mouth says might be two different things. But anyway, that's all of the questions. Well, wait a minute. We've got one more back up here. John Chenery says, when setting up pay to info in Payza, which name to use, PDL Pro or $25 Legacy?
$25 Legacy. $25 Legacy is the business. PDL Pro has nothing to do with Payza. We have another processing company that takes care of PDL Pro.
Another question said, did you say that it could take 8 weeks to get the Payza card? If so, how do we get paid in the meantime?
It'll be in your wallet. You can have it transferred to your account. I mean, I don't control Payza. That's Payza's. That's what the Payza says. You may be able to receive it in 1 week. We don't know. I know that Payza says if you want a certain name, like a specific name on the card, then it takes longer to receive it. I know because I ordered one and I had a specific name and they told me 4 to 8 weeks. So that's why I'm giving you that information. But it could possibly be a lot earlier. If you don't want your name on it, then it could be sooner. 1 week to between 1 and 4 weeks. We don't control that. That's Payza that controls that. So in the meantime, your money will be in your wallet. I mean, the money's not going nowhere, unless you spend it somehow, some way. So
that's all the questions I see for right now, guys.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, tonight's going to be a great night for a lot of folks. The system's already up and running, ready and willing to get sign-ups. As soon as the 12 o'clock midnight morning hits, we're going to go ahead and hit the switch. And your links will be active for as long as our company is in existence. Again, we encourage you to use the links that are in your back office. It's imperative that you do so. Do not use any links that are going into email accounts or people sending you links in email unless they're your sponsor. If your sponsor is sending you their email, make sure that you check to make sure that is the right sponsor. We will not, and I repeat, we will not be moving anyone around come midnight. Midnight hits, if you say you signed up with the wrong sponsor, that is your wrongdoing. That is your fault. We are not changing that. I repeat, do not send a ticket in. I will not answer it. It will be deleted. So make sure you sign up with the right sponsor. It is very simple. You take your cursor and you put it over with a little question mark that's right above the registration page. You'll see the name of the person. And that it'll either say their name or their ID number. For those that were lazy and did not put their name, there'll just be an ID number. Make sure you contact your sponsor, and that if that's the correct link, ID number or name. It's imperative that you do so. I'm not going to be doing your work for you. I know it sounds, I don't want to sound mean, but when you got 10,000 people message you saying, hey, I signed up with the wrong sponsor, too bad. That's not our fault. That is your fault for not doing your homework, and we don't want to take the time out, because here's what happens. If we move somebody, remember, when somebody comes into our program, 4 people are paid, including the sponsor. 4 people. 4 people. 1 complaint or 4 complaints. Which would you rather have? I mean, if we move a person, now if it's a company issue, a company was at fault, then we'll fix it, of course. But when you sign up with the wrong sponsor, that is not our fault, not the company fault, nor anyone else's fault. That is your fault for not getting the correct link, or your sponsor not giving you the correct link, or you not checking to see if that your sponsor was the one that sent you the link. There's some things you can do before that all happens. Contact your sponsor, make sure the name or ID number is there. If it is, you're good to go. You have nothing to worry about. And then you sign up with your sponsor. Make sure you're using the referral links that are in your back office, and those are the links that you want to promote to get people inside of your structure and your program. That's where you're going to get coded to your referral bonuses, as well as the money when they enter the matrix. So please do your due diligence before you sign up for any registration page.
And if I can add to that, any emails that you send out with your link in them, you might ought to put those instructions in there as well, because there's no telling where they might go if they are not paying attention themselves. whoever you're talking to. If you give somebody your link in Facebook or wherever, you might want to go over those instructions with them. Each and everybody that you share your link with, make sure that they're double checking to make sure that it's your link.
Correct.
Capture pages in back office should not be put on Facebook fan pages before you button. I guess before you push the button, Ramon.
What was that again?
Don't use the capture pages before you push the button.
No, don't use them.
They're not live.
They're not going to work. And what happens if you share it right now? That whoever clicks on it's going to end up right on our Facebook group. That is it. Even if you shared it now and then after midnight, it's still, you already sent it. It's already coded to that link, which is coded to the Facebook group, so it won't work. So as soon as midnight hits and the switch is flicked, test it. Just click on your link. You'll know if it's working, and then share it. I mean, 1 second is not going to really do much of a difference. I mean, so just when you click on it, if it's working, 5 seconds later, you can start sharing it.
You're welcome, Igor. I see no more questions right now, guys. We do have. Go ahead, Sam.
Oh, that was Ramon, but I was gonna say the big push today is just getting your people informed and get them on these calls. Make it a directive to put them on this call. I mean, we should have record numbers today. We should be able to lock this GoToMeeting down today with everybody getting on, wanting to know, make sure they're doing the right things and having the right information. So it's up to you guys. The synergy is created by you. If you take a leap of faith and just go out here and do what you're supposed to do, you'll see some phenomenal things happen within the next 30 days. You can compound time frames. Whatever you came to do on this internet in the last 20 years, you can do it within the next 2 or 3 months. It's up to you. So we just want to let you guys know you're at the right place with the right people, with you in heart. I mean, you are the reason why we built this and the way we did it. Some of it seems kind of tough, but as you know, the fluff has been going on for years and years, and it hasn't got many of you anywhere. So now it's time for the tough love to make you go to where you need to go. So that's why we're bringing in this program that's going to help you and guide you and give you what you need to be successful. So thank you guys, and back to you.
Well, I want to thank you all for being here this fabulous, fantastic day. We appreciate you all. And cannot wait for tonight. Cannot wait. Thank you.
We do have more webinars today. Our next one's going to be at 1 p.m., then 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. Tonight. That will be our last one for the day and for a while. So you need to, if you have anyone that is unsure, if you have anyone that has questions, if you have anyone that you've been talking to, you need to get them on these webinars so that they can get their questions answered live. You need to have, we've been saying this whole 30-day blitz, you need to bring your people here, let them get their questions answered live. They don't have to go somewhere and read an FAQ list. They can get them answered live here. So if you're not using it, shame on you. That's what we're here for. We put ourselves out here for you to use. This is the most important tool that you have in your toolbox right now. Tonight, the button's going to be pushed, and then it's the dogs are going to be unleashed. The horses are going to run around track, whatever analogy that you want to use. But everything's going to get turned loose, and here we go. So there's a lot of people, you can tell by some of these questions that there's still some uncertainties out there. There's still some sponsors maybe that aren't really communicating what they need to be, communicating to their people. It's very important that you get them here to where they can get the facts straight so that they don't mess up whenever this thing launches tonight. I want to thank you, Ramon, for being here. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Pat. Thanks, Lisa. She was doing some work in the background here. We thank you. Thank everybody for coming. Guys, get ready. tonight's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be phenomenal. We will see you on the next call at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See y'all later.